What's up, guys? There's new stats showing that this deck has no bad matchups and the community is furious. Everyone that's forced to face off against this deck starts the game down with a disadvantage, with the evolved baby dragon only taking one card cycle and speeding up your entire push. The buffed golem dealing more damage with the golemites and having higher health than all the other beatdown decks, so you can push with confidence knowing your support troops will stay alive longer. While the evolved witch never dies anyway, and vines feeling like arrows and freeze mixed together for less elixir. Most of top ladder, like the rank 4 and 6 players in the world, are using this deck, and everyone that isn't is complaining about it. It's time to put the stats to the test to see if this deck really is the best to assert dominance. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any of the daily videos. And gobs of golem love to everyone that's using credit code SirTag to make the hybrid videos possible. All right, we got a game against someone that's got the 20 wins in the banner. Let's lock in. You guys already know the deal. We want to be cycling our witches and baby dragons as much as possible because we need to get towards the evolutions. That is how we get the most bang for our buck behind our golem. Usually, if you cycle golem in the back in single elixir, you're just going to die because, you know, you're down 8 elixir. And if you're cycling support cards that are going to work really well with overpowered evolutions, genuinely, it's going to be practically impossible for opponents to stop because the cost efficiency of your cards are just way too high, especially with vines. Vines have made this meta just super silly. Most of the cards in the game are now undefendable if they get near the tower. So just something to consider. Also in single elixir, if you can meander your way through with mini P.E.K.K.A. and the evolved baby dragon and then shut down your opponent's stuff with vines, the mini P.E.K.K.A. can just eat up whatever the opponents have. So I super like that strategy of going vines with the baby dragon evolution and then mini P.E.K.K.A. speeding up our stuff. I think in this particular situation, because our opponent does have the evolved goblin cage, I don't want to go golem, even though I could justifiably do so. I also don't really have guards in cycle if he wants to go royal hogs, so I'm just going to be playing with more support cards than not. Also, we can baby dragon with our witch evolution, maybe get back to another one, we'll see. I don't want to get too frisky with our Sir here, but I'm thinking that this could be an option to vines if everything gets close together. It's just the fact that the fly machine was pretty far apart, I wouldn't have been able to get on top of it, so I decided not to. We can just go vines and then mini P.E.K.K.A. I think we're okay here. All the piggies should just straight up die really quickly. And I believe the mini P.E.K.K.A. has enough health to justify like just eating the damage here against the rest of the fly machine. It's not something that I'm a huge fan of, spending too much elixir when the opponent has an advantage. I'm okay with getting a bigger push rolling because golem isn't going to chip out my opponent. I'm not going to win the war when it's just like small battles back and forth. I want to take out the entire tower with one push, and obviously I would take way more damage if I had less elixir right now. Now I'm able to actually afford the witch and hopefully defend most of our opponent's stuff. I don't know if the witch is going to defend everything here on the left side, but we can wish. We can wish upon a witch. We'll see how it goes. Also, we do have minions right now because he cycled his stuff at the wrong point, and now we've got his card cycle where he doesn't have his vines, and he also doesn't have the evolved goblin cage. The evolved goblin cage was probably the most scary thing. So we're going to go and cycle our vines here and then baby dragon as well. I think that we're in a phenomenal spot to get this baby dragon, expediting our push with our minions. And notice how we evolve goblin cage just avoid at all points in time. We never let that thing near our precious golem. I'm going to witch the left side because he has to go royal hogs on the side that he already has all of his damage. And the game's over. So we reliably destroyed royal recruits because we didn't rush headfirst into the evolved goblin cage. We waited for the opportunity to go into the regular goblin cage. And also we're up enough elixir, taking the damage that we needed to against the fly machine, and relying on the witch on the left side to clean up the entire royal recruits push while we built up our big push of doom on the right. Since the support cards with evolved baby dragon, evolved witch, and vines plus mini P.E.K.K.A. are so stupidly strong, you don't even really need the golem to win the game. Starting off the day at 4,800 in the world. All right, so we won another game against a top 200 player with royal recruits, but I don't feel like putting in royal recruits matches back to back. So we're on to the next one. I'm a psycho witch in the back here, and this guy is got rage. It could be Sparky, it could be something obnoxious with Mega Knight, it could also be Goblin Giant. So I kind of just have to chill here until we figure out what our opponent's going to do. I do not want to cycle my mini P.E.K.K.A. though. That is our savior right now against Goblin Giant decks. No, it's definitely a Goblin Giant deck. This is bad. This is a little bit sad because I am probably going to lose all my minions to one little rocket. So I have to play this pretty darn well if I want to win. I'm going to go in for vines here, and I'm also going to try to devour the witch with the barbarian barrel. That worked out wonderfully, and that's why we got mini P.E.K.K.A. and bar barrel in the deck, because witch and goblin giant are played everywhere. I do not want to lose games against that thing. think it's in our best interest to go for minions, but I can't guarantee that working out in our favor. We'll have to wait and see. I gotta save my guards just because I don't know what's around the corner, and I know that minions are a little bit more dispensable here just because they are not going to be able to distract the princes, mini P.E.K.K.A.s, and random stuff with Goblin Machine that our opponent might be throwing at us. So guards, they're going to stay in our hand for right now. I think just because he's got Goblin Giant, I can't go in for our golem as much as I would want to. I want to wait and see what he does, and I want to fight and then build up our push. I'm actually witching in the other side, which I did not mean to do. I meant to drop that left side on the same side as his witch. I did mess it up quite badly, but it might work out. I completely fumbled that. I absolutely completely fumbled that. I did not mean to cycle that there. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I wasted my elixir like that, guys. But it might be working. It might be working. The wild witch misclick in the right side was apparently the right play. What just happened there? Wait, it evaded the Goblin Machine. I'm not gonna lie. That was better than I thought it could have ever been. I took out more than half of his tower, and then I can go same side with our golem. Because our golem is thicker, it's always better to go same side as the Goblin Giant player. And then you're able to release your demons with your witch and cycle guards on top of the prince. It's just going to be so much better for us.
Round 1, fight.
Honestly, I'm going to try to go mini P.E.K.K.A. here and then Barbarrel first, and then maybe go guards. Just want to go and kill the witch as our secondary thing. The Goblin Giant would do way more damage if it was left alone. And then we build up the bigger push because we have the higher health tank. So guess what? We get more value. It's just that simple sometimes. I'm going to get a huge vines value on top of the Goblin Machine and also the Goblin Giant. And this is why golem decks are always better into people that are running Goblin Giant. You have more tank value, so then they lose the game if they go into you. It's just, that's how easy the game is meant to be played. I cannot believe, though, the witch on the right side working. That was one of the worst misclicks I've done in my life, and it worked out magically. It's also kind of awkward looking at the 3 crown and noticing that we had 2 of pretty much every troop. 2 mini P.E.K.K.A.s and 2 witches there putting in work. As y'all can see, the game before, we did beat a top 200 player. And then after beating this guy and 3 crowning him, we have pushed up quite a bit to 3,400 in the world. All right, we got to give me his Madara. So I definitely am hoping that he spams into me or I'm going to be a madman. I need him to spam into my witch and my baby dragon so I can evolve him. Beautiful. He's listening to me. He's speaking my language. Dropping the mega minion in the back and donating 3 elixir directly into my witch skellies. Oh, that's even better for us. P.E.K.K.A. is a card that is very difficult for us to counter on the occasion that it is not going into a witch and guards and it's countering my golem instead. So let's see what we can do here. We'll try to win the battle at the bridge. It might be a bit dirty for us to go for guards here, but I'm going to roll with it. He thought that his counters would be coming out at full force, but if we block the bridge with skeletons, we force out a spell, and then we go in for our guards, the body block, so then his P.E.K.K.A. is not hitting any of the useful units. Gonna lose a large amount of elixir and get nothing accomplished. As long as his P.E.K.K.A. is hitting skeletons and maybe squealing and dealing and hitting some guards, that's fine too. You know, I just don't want it on my witch, my baby dragon, if he decides to go and use some vines. But yeah, let's see what we can do. I want to get the witch leveled up. It's important to know what will take the targeting from the pancakes. If you didn't know, Berserker has higher health than the witch for whatever reason. The witch will never take the pancakes. Berserker always does. Berserker might just be like mad annoying like that. I'm not sure. You guys let me know. So we'll see what we can do here. I think we're going to try to get minions directly on top, but no, I'm going to go guards. I'm going to go guards. And then I'm going to try to go in for our vines here. We might be able to damage down the rest of his machine man. And if the rocket man's dead, I think we're good because we're going to pull back the P.E.K.K.A. The only problem is if the machine somehow hits my minions, I lose the game. The golem just needed to explode on the tower. As dumb as it sounds, it is one of the highest damage things. The golemites after the buff, they're a fully fledged win condition. A hog rider would dream of dealing that damage. A ram rider might get like half of that. But the golemites that people think are the trash of the golem, they trash towers. I'm telling you guys. Bro had Mega Minion and P.E.K.K.A. He had some of the highest damage dealing things in the entire game on defense, and he wasn't able to make it out alive. All I have to do is defend this P.E.K.K.A. push, and I win.
A few moments later.
Oh, it's a little bit more than a P.E.K.K.A. push. Bro is snagging an Elixir Golem, too. We'll see what we can do. I'm going to try to go and kill these Elixir Golemites as quickly as we can, because we want to get more Elixir here. I'm going to get a mini P.E.K.K.A. down, pull everything to the side with our guards. Get another cycle of vines, please, for the one time. Let me defend this. Let this not be my end, my friend. Let's go. All we have to do is kill. No. Oh, it still killed my minions. That's troll, dude. It wasn't even on the arena. It is still shooting a rocket that was damaging my heart, my soul, and my cards. Oh, fortunately, no Shadow Realm for us as we swiftly defeat the other dirty golem player, but a different breed of golem. Bro had elixir golem tucked away in the shadows. He was lurking with that thing as we assumed it would probably just be some P.E.K.K.A. balloon deck or something of the sort. One of the most interesting and aggravating P.E.K.K.A. decks that I've ever played against, so I'm glad that we were able to scoop up the W. All right, man's got Electro Giant. I really hope I'm not playing against that. I would have to use my mini P.E.K.K.A. as our best answer and maybe slow it down with the evolved baby dragon, but not having a building means that Electro Giant typically is going to be favored. Wait, this guy's got archers. He's probably playing Expo. So I want to cycle minions and Barbarrel if he decides to Expo on the right side, which most people will do if they're up a bit. Wait, what the heck? This is not an Expo deck. Bro's got a Goblin Machine, so very weird strategy here.
Who's that Pokemon?
I don't think I've seen evolved archers in any deck that is an Expo right now ever since the nerf. After the nerf, they went from one of the best cards in the game to play it in a very few set of decks. Oh, it's going to be Elixir Golem. Has to be Elixir Golem, right? He's running an old school Elixir Golem strategy with Skeleton King, and he's probably going to be annoying. Anyway, let's go and drop our minions here so we can swiftly deal with all of those little skellies, and also go for a Barbarian Barrel so we can maybe pioneer a play with our mini P.E.K.K.A. here. Oh, that would be so sick. I'm not going to be able to do anything besides Vines on top of the archers to clean those up, and maybe be able to kill the rest of the Night Witch, actually. So we're now in a position where we could potentially cycle our Golem, because we've wiped the floor with the rest of his cards. We've identified that he definitely has a beatdown deck, and I would assume he doesn't want to go directly into a Evolved Witch. It's going to be very difficult for most people to clean that up unless they use the Goblin Machine, and then we can drop our Witch here and still get a good enough defense for it to work out in our favor. Also, typically, this guy's going to use Evolved Archers on defense here, so I want to get our Vines ready. So yeah, I'm just going to go for my Witch. It'd be good. I don't want to give him too much Evo Archers value. I'll go Baby Dragon here as well and just try to stop him from 3-crowning us. And then if we stop the 3-crown, I should just win the game, right? Very difficult for this guy to get a good trade. I'm going to Vines directly on top of the Archers as expected. We get huge counter push with the freaking Evolves cards on the right side. We got guards. We got mini P.E.K.K.A. leading the charge. This should probably either 3-crown or definitely take out the right side. And that's one of the reasons that I like this deck a lot. You can rely heavily on your Evolved Witch on defense, and then it should clean up the rest of your opponent's stuff while your Golem fearlessly endeavors ahead and you watch your opponent die and be dead, because they can't really clean up Golem when it's level 16 and have minions behind it, or, you know, using Vines to eliminate their high damage cards like Dark Goblins, Princesses, or Evolved Archers. It's insane how you can clean up an evolution with a 3 elixir card that also freezes the tower. Meanwhile, your defense with the Evolved Witch only dies to Lightning, which is a negative trade for the opponent, and if you get it to level 16 and get some skeletons to heal up the Evolved Witch, it doesn't even die to Lightning then. Time to commence the full skill plays. I genuinely do not think we have seen a single deck that requires an ounce of brain power. Everyone's been using their singular brain cell and spamming at all points in time with elixir golems and goblin machines and golems with evolved witches. I'm just wondering if there's ever some cycle deck here that's still like playing Hog Rider or maybe Minor Poison, but I just haven't seen it. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section. Have you seen people using their brain cells in Clash Royale in the Big 25? Because I don't know if it's an extinct population right now. I remember once upon a time, there were like minor mortar decks that I was playing all the time. And it's just so much fun because each match, it feels like you're like outplaying the opponent and earning the victory. And now it's like, oh wait, I messed up. There's Vines and all my stuff is dead in a second. It's kind of crazy how dynamic the matches are right now. It is more fun to get those types of Ws, but it's also way more frustrating to lose in that type of manner as well. Anyway, we're gonna go Vines here, and I want to be able to scrunch down that baby dragon, kill it real quick with our Witch, and expect a situation where we won't lose. I don't know. It's not great. It's definitely not great. I might be a D1 hater here, dropping our baby dragon at the bridge of this interaction, but I believe the Witch might survive, and then it's okay. If the Witch is going to spawn more skeletons and they're getting expedited, no! Come on, man. We just wasted food in the arena. We flopped like a pancake, getting that pancake thrown at a skeleton that was dead anyway. I mean, already dropping it on a skeleton is a fat L, but missing the skeleton, that's unheard of behavior. Come on now. All All right, we're gonna cycle a golem in the back and use either minions, probably minions against the Royal Giant if he drops it. Ooh, he's not going for it. Bro's buckling down on defense here. This is looking pretty nice. This is a sublime spot for us to be in if we can just use the Evo Witch and get him to lightning or something. Or we could get level 17 golem, which I'm not gonna do. It would just cost too much. But it would have been funny to make that happen. All right, let's just use our mini P.E.K.K.A here and then maybe even go in for vines when the baby dragon's gonna get attacked. Not gonna get attacked for a bit, but we should be able to pull it down now. Yes, sir. Baby dragon's gonna die to skeletons. Not really. That would have been too sick. If that happened, this man would have just had an absolute meltdown. Anyway, I'm gonna go golem again in the back, and then he's probably an RG just because he has the Evo Goblin Cage. It's gonna be a bit harder for us to break through this time, but you never really know until you find out. So I don't think he's got Graveyard. I don't know what that Barbarrel is supposed to do. Maybe he has to cycle or something. I can also go guards on the right side, and he doesn't have Evo Cage, interestingly enough. Okay. I don't know what this deck is. It's kind of interesting to see no Evo Cage in this deck. I also should have looked at the purple diamond that appears above the cards that he has evolved, like the Lumberjack and I guess the Baby Dragon. But it is weird to see that type of strat. I thought for sure he would have it. Anyway, we're going to go Vines here. We're going to throw down a Baby Dragon, and unfortunately the mini P.E.K.K.A does not reach upon his Baby D, but it is okay. Still think that, you know, we're going to be able to cycle more golems at the right point, but this is not the time that we need to. If I cycle it and go into a RG, I definitely lose the match. There's a shot he lightning, so I'm dropping my mini P.E.K.K.A very high up, and that's a lot of damage. This looks pretty bad for me. I'm not going to fib. I might be cooked. So I need to go for another golem in the back and get the level up on that, primarily. We're not missing pancakes today, all right? I'm not in the business of missing pancakes right now. I'm going to throw down a Barbarrel to hopefully finish off the Evolved Lumberjack so then it explodes not near our golem. He might RG, but that would cost him the game if he wasn't able to break through right now. So he's not going to. All right. Does he Barbarrel? Yeah, he does. Great. We can go for mini P.E.K.K.A and make a prediction. Mini P.E.K.K.A is going to astonish our guy and hopefully just have everything die that was trying to trifly tarnish our witch push. Okay, wait. Vines, hold the baby dragon, make him hold the L. Come on now. Golem is exploding on the tower. The Golemites are going to do dirty work. They're going to do dirty, disastrous things to our dude. And I need to go guards because he's probably going to Royal Giant. I knew he was going to do it. I couldn't fathom a situation where I go golem at the same point he RGs because I instantaneously lose the match. Jeez, that wasn't a hit. Holy heck. That was so close. We got to go in. It's now or never, baby. We got a baby dragon and a dream. A baby dragon and a dream. Oh my gosh, we're holding down his baby dragon here. We're going to go for a witch at the bridge. We're going to full send everything that we have. Mini P.E.K.K.A's included at the bridge. Feeling like a prince right now. I do think the Golemites barely do enough damage. If we can just get some vines on the tower, we might take this dub. I need him to drop more cards near the bridge, but he's not doing it. This game is so freaking intense. I'm going to Vine just nothing here. I want damage, and I also need to keep my Witch alive. I think we might be able to get him. Come on, Witch. Just stay alive. Evo Witch is broken. We have 2 evolved Witches on the field. Which Witch will win? Let's go. I've never cycled 2 evolved Witches at the bridge before, but wow. Those things just don't die anymore. They're built different. The world be studying Monaco for the highest life expectancy, but in reality, they are sleeping hard on the Witch. Rock the like button, subscribe for more daily content, and have an amazing rest of your day.